Hello, welcome back to Going to Ground from Avebury in Wiltshire, and an old haunt but from which I haven't posted for a while. And Effie, my faithful Portuguese water dog, and I are out on, what is it, the third day of spring, and goodness me, it feels like it. Everything budding and bursting, and it's glorious to be back here. It was the only spot to come. But I wanted to share with you, groundlings, some news that I'm going to be moving from Wiltshire during the summer and returning to the counties of Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire that raised me, as I'm to be the new Bishop of St Albans. St Albans, of course, the site of the shrine of Britain's first saint and martyr, Alban, a Roman soldier, it's thought, who became a Christian seeing the example of a faithful priest called Amphibolus. And this is going right back to the days of the Roman occupation of Britain in the 4th century. And when challenged about his faith, wouldn't recant it, and was questioned as to how he could be a Christian given his background. And in a very kind of contemporary rendering, the legend has it that he just says that it doesn't matter about my family or my background or my culture. What matters is that I'm a follower of Christ. And for his commitment, they executed him there and then. And on the site of his death grew up, within the early medieval centuries that followed, a shrine. It's Britain's oldest continuing site of Christian worship. I'm puffing up the hill. Old lags will remember that I often post from this incline on the way up to the burial mounds, the barrows up there, hence me being a bit breathless. So St Albans, both in its history and also in returning for me personally, is quite a going to ground moment and location, as you might imagine. Wiltshire is and will remain very close to my heart, as regular viewers will know, and it won't leave. But there is something deep for me about that call home, and on Thursday, as the news was announced, I took a tour of some of those places, beginning actually at the font where I was baptised, St Martin's, Nebworth, church of which my father was the rector, the parish priest. And the lovely people there had even found the register from 1968 and opened it at the page where my christening took place in the spring of that year. And it was incredibly moving, almost too moving actually, to see my father's signature by that. Dad died 30 years ago or so. So it was quite something. But I was there mainly because my personal journey aligned with what I wanted to talk about, which was God's call on each of us, our own personal path, and the way in the Christian understanding it connects with the journey of every pilgrim and God's own journey in the world, as it were, as Christians understand it, which is the way of Christ, Christ's own life and path, which he calls us to follow him on. And pilgrimage was very much a part of my childhood. I know my last post was from the pilgrimage at Revo Abbey last weekend. But pilgrimage in St Albans diocese took place on Easter Monday, and we all walked to the Abbey from whichever church we were from, whichever parish, and converge, sometimes sleeping in church halls if we were quite a way away. And I have so many happy and powerful memories of converging with other youth groups and Sunday schools on the Abbey as we knew it, St Albans Cathedral, and arriving there with banners waving, naming our different parishes for a grand service, and the organs swelling as we entered the great west doors. And every year we'd pick up a badge for that year's pilgrimage, and so much did it mean to me that I've still got my entire collection of Easter Monday pilgrimage badges from 1968 to 1986, from 0 to 18 in my lifetime. And I took one of those back with me on Thursday, and so I'm humbled and deeply moved actually to be appointed as the next bishop of that historic place. And the diocese covers Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire and parts of North London around Barnet, and I'll be fascinated to explore that with you. So Going to Ground is going to continue periodically. We're not going to be moving until July in any case, we expect, but there are all kinds of things there that will be of interest to you, I hope, in the kinds of themes of place, faith and landscape that we've explored over these 6 years, it is this month, that these films have been going on. There are rivers, the River Lee, the River Ivel, all kinds of other ones. John Bunyan is from Bedfordshire, and the Pilgrim's Progress was written there, which is just the Going to Ground story par excellence. And so there'll be a lot about the root of our lives to explore there. Historic sites that are apparent and also covered up by or kind of sometimes obscured, but sometimes renewed by new buildings, new communities, a lot of new homes there, many more main roads, the A1 and the M1, than we've had in Wiltshire. But I remember certainly in South London, what I loved to explore was the connection between the natural world and the urban landscape. So we'll be doing a bit more of that, and so it'll be lovely to keep going with this and with the connection with you all. Thank you so much for your support over the years with these little films, and so wanted really just to share the news with you, and I'll tell you more about it in due course. But from Avebury, from Effie and me, God bless you as you go to ground.